to your podcast where we talk about movies, TV, and a little bit beyond. I'm Moose.
I'm Jerod, and here's our guest host,
Frankie.
All right. So Frankie, you are a cinematographer, and you do cinematography. Do you do photography?
A little bit, not that often.
Like headshots, sports photography. What do you?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So what you did a recent project for a tattoo shop?
Yeah. So basically, what it was a documentary I did on my tattoo artist. Kind of just showcasing how do you get into the tattoo industry. His art. I'm trying to think really. Hold on. So it's basically just showcasing how he got into the tattoo industry, what made him fall in love with tattoos, what made him fall in love with art in general, things along those lines.
You think his passion for tattoos also kind of spills into your passion for cinematography as well?
Yes.
You think it's inspirational?
Yeah. So basically, with that documentary, what I really wanted to do was tell a story, and structure everything that he told me to kind of showcase everything that he's been through, everything that he's learned, and what got him to the position that he's in now.
Mm-hmm. I remember watching, and he was talking about how all these old tattoo places use reused needles and stuff like that. It's super unsanitary.
Not reused needles, but what they did was they reused the tubes, because they're autoclavable, which means that just like at a dentist's office, all those metal instruments are being reused. What they do is they have this kind of mechanism where you put all those instruments in there, and it just sanitizes, cleans it, for reuse.
Nice.
That's stuff. I'm not too familiar with tattoos, but the show that he's using replaceable ones, and shows that he really cares about being sanitary, and getting the best work for his clients. It's an inspirational story, and he loves his craft.
Yes, he does. He also mentions in the documentary how newer artists are using disposables because it's just easier.
Yeah.
It's more convenient. Because when it comes to the autoclavable tubes, they're it's heavier. It gets hotter. Your hand gets hotter because the tattoo machine will get hot after a certain amount of use, time.
Yeah, and I definitely know that I obviously don't have any tattoos, but I know that tattoos go on for hours at a time, just depending on how detailed it is.
Mm-hmm. How detailed it is, how big it is. Yeah. It all really depends.
Yeah.
So.
And your most recent one, how long did that take, do you think?
Okay, so my most recent one was the Death Star, which I got under my Darth Vader tattoo. That one took about an hour, maybe an hour and some change, an hour and 20 minutes, maybe less than that.
And then coloring is do they have to do the outline and then they do little coloring inside or something? How does that work?
So basically what we do is I present some concept art to my tattoo artist, and then from there he'll kind of approach it, with the mindset of, okay, where are you getting this on your skin?
Yeah.
Let's see if this will fit. Let's see how much detail we can put into it to make it look good. And then from there, he'll stencil it up, ask me if I like it. I'll, say either yes or no. And then he'll stencil it onto my skin. And then we'll proceed from there.
Yeah, because I know that I'm looking at a lot of your tattoos, right now, and I'm just thinking a lot of these are really cool, especially this one.
Yeah.
this one's probably my favorite.
What is that one? The Rick one.
Yeah, it's Rick as It the Clown.
Rick the Clown.
Yeah.
I definitely, if I were to get a tattoo, it would probably be something Star Wars related. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think if I were to get a tattoo as well, it would either be like Star Wars or maybe just like
Game of Thrones or something.
I don't think Game of Thrones. just
Get Arya's face on
just
your...
get Ned Stark's head, like his decapitated
go.
head, just on my arm. So
That's
it's like
perfect.
nice.
Honor brings you nowhere, man.
Or you could get a nice portrait of the scene where Ned Stark's son finds out a terrible secret.
Oh boy.
Oh god. So, so you had the documentary about the tattoo place. I've seen some of your other ones. I saw the really creative and, I'm not gonna lie, very freaky one where Jeremy was wearing a weird costume.
Yeah.
There was roaches and I don't know.
So let me tell you something about that one. That was something that kind of just came out of nowhere. I really wanted to do something weird, something artsy, like, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, it took a bunch of reshoots. It took a bunch of time. Me and Anthony, we did some stop work.
Stop working.
We did some stop motion.
Stop motion,
yeah.
yep.
Stop motion animation type of thing. Yeah.
That was really freaky.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did some of that. We had to figure out how to do it first. Then from there, we took the cockroaches. Like, I bought some fake cockroaches, and we were like, well, how do we make this look like kind of real, but take some liberties with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I asked Mateo, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? Like, should I do some stop motion? He's like, yeah, dude, you should do it. So I was like, all right, so how should I do it? He's like, well, find out.
You got YouTube for a reason.
Yeah. So, but, you know, he kind of guided me into, like, how to do it. And then from there, we kind of just played around with it, seeing what we could do.
Mm-hmm.
And we took it from there.
Yeah. So this is a question I asked Jeremy, and this is a question that I want to ask you.
Okay.
How drunk were you guys on the set? No, because Jeremy told me I don't know exactly the specific details. I'm not gonna like pry too much if you don't want me to pry.
No,
but
that's fine.
Yeah, he told me that everybody was drunk on set.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right now, that is not true. No one was drunk on set. Basically, what happened was we wrapped up shooting, and me and Anthony are of age.
Yeah.
So me and him started drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
assumes you take one sip.
I wasn't
when you're
saying.
drunk.
Yeah, basically.
I wasn't saying like anybody who was like underage was drinking. I didn't know like.
Yeah.
I don't know ages.
No. It was just me and Anthony. We took a few shots after we wrapped up, and
Oh, so this was after.
this was after.
Okay. So yeah, Jeremy was lying. To me.
Jeremy's just a
He goes
Christian boy.
like, yeah, everybody was drinking that night except for like me, and I'm like, okay, I don't believe that. But
No, it was after we wrapped up.
Yeah.
Okay,
we
that's
didn't. Yeah, no, it's.
That makes more sense.
I don't see myself being able to direct anyone while under the influence. So.
Hey, Jeremy, with the mask, can you just like turn it to the side just a little? The face is like over here now.
For some reason, you seem really far away. Can you get closer?
I can't focus when you're that far away.
Jeremy, why don't you go over there and just look at me real quick.
Just vomits all over the C-100.
I swear.
Jeremy, why don't you just go ahead and squat right over there.
Just take a shit in my living room.
He goes, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Trust me, it's gonna be great content.
Trust me, Jeremy.
I'm recording. You see, they're
It's gonna be
recording
great. Everyone's gonna love it.
You're a star."
Like 10 years from now, he's like, "Aren't you that guy that shit in the living room for that One Piece?"
It's just footage of Jeremy crying while he's taking a shit in the living room.
He's got an Oscar in one hand. He's like, "Oh, I don't deserve this.
Everything was a lie."
I'd like to thank God.
and drunk Frankie for telling me to do this.
I'd like to thank all the shit in the world.
That's awesome. So, I saw on your show reel that there's a music video in your show reel. I didn't actually get to see it because I couldn't find it online. Like,
Which one? I have like 2 or 3, I think, on there. One of them was there was a client I had. What she wanted, she was an artist. Basically, she wanted me to meet her at like a warehouse and record her there. And so we did that. I edited all the footage down, gave it to her. And I don't know what she did with it. Apparently she posted it because people were like telling me, "Yo, I seen your music video." I'm like, yeah. Where?
I don't even know where she posted
I don't know where
it.
it is. So basically, that's how that happened.
Did you get any sort of compensation for that shoot?
Yeah. She paid me. She paid me for the editing, and she paid me to shoot. So
Okay. Because I was just hoping like you didn't just walk out of there with just like pride.
No.
I don't even know where this went.
Yeah, no. I've done that. Trust me, I've done that a few times. But no, that was a paid shoot. It wasn't my first, but it was definitely like the first time where I had to kind of like set up all the equipment. I had a bunch of fucking equipment on me.
Yeah.
And I had to set all of that up. The warehouse was. Am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Dude, we've been cursing this.
Okay, great. All right.
Cursing the entire time.
Okay, great. So it was hot as balls in that shit, bro. That shit fucking sucked, dude. We had a bunch of like, on top of all the lights that I had brought with me, we had fucking warehouse lights. Everything was just, it was like a fucking sauna in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. On top of that, she had like a bunch of like her friends, and she had a girlfriend there, and some of my buddies came because we kind of, I don't know if we still do, but at the time we kind of ran it like in the same circle.
Mm-hmm.
So like a bunch of her friends were actually some of my friends, so they had came over and took part in the shoot. Overall, it was a pretty interesting experience. The only thing was that I asked her because I wanted to shoot in like I wanted it to be more like cinematic, have a more cinematic look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when I asked her, I'm like, "Hey, how would you like this to look?" And I gave her like I showed her, "Hey, do you want it to look more video-y, or
You want this to look like a
or do you want this to
good
look
piece?
Yeah, or do you want this to look more like like a short film or something?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, no, let's do the video look. I'm like,
Are you sure?
yeah, I asked her like 4 times. I'm like, are you sure?
Yeah, and that's the thing with client work. You just need to make sure that they're getting what they want.
Yeah, and I gave her exactly what the fuck she wanted.
Yeah.
And everyone liked the video from what I've heard. She really liked the video. She wanted to keep working with me afterwards. Which then led up to our second shoot, which she didn't know. Like, she had an idea of where she wanted to go with it, but it was really weird. Like, she wanted to do something with like a NASA jumpsuit on, but the whole thing was like about her brother who passed away. So like, I don't know. But
I'm gonna tell you something. I heard two completely different elements, and I don't know how they would have fit.
exactly, because
That's a jumpsuit and a passing relative.
yeah. So basically, right? So what ended up happening throughout the shoot was that, you know, we get up to this point in the song where she'll unzip her and I still have all this footage. I edited the entire everything that we've all the footage that we gathered, and just for her to just kind of like completely lose interest in the video. Like, she paid me for the shoot, but she didn't pay me for the editing.
Did you finish?
I finished the fucking video. I finished the video, and I kept asking her, I'm like, so like, when do you want this video? And she's like, oh, can you send it to me through email? I'm like, yeah, I could try. And for some reason, like, Google was just like, no, bro. We're not doing
Get out of that.
Like, we're not doing that. I'm not sending shit for you. So I'm like, all right, well, and then I explained to her, I'm like, listen, I don't know what it is, but it's not letting me send you the video. So whenever you have the chance, could we maybe get together so I can maybe, you know, upload it onto your laptop or whatever, and you can just have the file. She was like, yeah, okay, yeah. And then it just never happened, you know?
How long ago was this?
This was a couple months ago. There was even a point in time where she was like, oh, hey, do you have the Cash app? I'm like, no, but I'll download it and whatnot. And she's like, okay, well, can you send me the video and I'll just like pay you through the Cash app? And I'm like, I could try. We could try this again. Maybe this time it works. I don't know.
How big is the file?
I don't fucking know.
I was just saying we normally use WeTransfer
Yeah.
through the email. It's
Okay.
like as long as it's below 2 gigs, you can send it.
He goes, it was about like 15 gigs.
No, it was maybe 2 gigs. It's like
If it's below, you can send it for free.
1.5.
Yeah, if it was just like
Something
even
like
the
that.
tiniest bit lower than 2 gigs, you should be fine.
Yeah, maybe something like that. But I don't know. We tried different things, and for some reason, nothing was really working. So I was like, well, listen, just let me know when I could come over, or whenever you want to come over, so I can just give you a USB or something. I could just give you this,
Yeah.
so I can get paid, right?
Yeah.
Never happened.
Never happened. It was all a dream. But yeah, so you know, went off on a tangent there.
You
So
want to keep it tangent?
it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Or you could just cut it out. It really doesn't matter.
We'll keep
But-
it. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
You
I was
didn't say anything
intrigued.
bad. No, I was intrigued.
So anyways, going back to your main question about the demo reel. What was it again? It was. You said
Oh,
demo
I
reel.
remember seeing there was like a music video and you guys use one of those like red canisters or whatever.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
the smokes or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
which one was that for the jumpsuit one or was that
Yeah.
for the one before that?
Yeah, that was for the jumpsuit one. Yep. She was like, yeah, so I want to like get this thing, and I want it to look kind of like a Drake music video or whatever, where like there's a bunch of red smoke and clouds and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, that makes
How
more
much does
sense.
that cost for those little
I
canisters?
don't fucking know.
Oh, she was the one that provided
Yeah,
them?
she was the one who, yeah, she provided all her own little, you know, trinkets and shit. So
All the little extra stuff that she wanted, she provided.
yeah,
That's good. At least you didn't have to pull money out of your own
I'm not
pocket for
pulling
that.
shit out.
I just want to know how much it costs because that may be a good
Probably
thing for
like-
the future.
I remember she told me. I just didn't give a fuck. I think it was like $20 or something.
Oh, that's not expensive.
I'm not sure.
That'd be worth it.
You were just trying to strike up conversation. It's like, how much was it? It's like, oh yeah, it was actually $15. You know, that's funny. This music video is blah blah blah. And you're just like, I don't care.
I didn't really give a fuck. I'm like, when are we shooting?
Yeah.
You just want to get it done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a question for me?
That video that you shot with Brooke, that music video where she's a
Talking about the spider one?
I'm really curious as to where that idea came about, like in terms of the actual video itself.
Okay, so so with that video, I keep saying basically, that shit pisses me off. So what ended up happening? I'm sorry.
You're fine.
What I did was I made a structure, like I structured out a story about how, you know, a girl leaves her body. What else was it? It was supposed to be super spiritual type of concept, right? When it came down to it. There were a lot of stuff that we weren't able to shoot, which then led up to, and plus I had just started learning how to edit at that point in time. So I was like, well, shit, how the hell am I gonna do this?
Yeah, this is, let me just make something crazy and hope I can do it.
Yeah, right? Because what I wanted to do was, I wanted to have something where, at first, this was the initial concept that I had created, was where I was gonna do like claymation stop motion animation with like the earth rotating underneath Brooke's feet.
Okay.
And then
what?
Right? Okay.
That's so weird.
So then it was, and that was gonna transition. That was gonna be the transition after she had, you know, that scene where she leaves her body, comes back to it, and all that jazz. So
all that jazz.
So she's like on top of the world or something at that point.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyways.
All I'm imagining is Brooke standing on Earth,
and she's just like,
so what I wanted to do was I wanted to catch her in front of the green screen, key the green screen out, and place her on top of the claymation, right? I was telling Matei about it, and Matei's like, dude, I don't think you're gonna have time for all that. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you want to do claymation? Okay. You know how long that takes? What, like a couple hours? No.
Hell no.
That's cute. That's a cute way of thinking. Couple hours. Yeah, right, dude. No.
Nothing in this industry can be done in a couple hours.
Fuck no. Dude, you know how long it took me to do that stop motion for the fucking cockroaches?
How long?
It took like a few second clip too.
Yeah, a few second clip. Dude, it was like maybe a total of 15 seconds of like a 15-minute short film. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, me and Anthony were at my grandma's house for like almost 4 hours.
Holy shit.
Almost 4 hours, dude. And all those 4 hours consisted of me grabbing this roach, Anthony with a camera on a tripod behind me, and then me just moving it 1 centimeter to the right, and then stepping away, and then Anthony taking 6 photos of it. Then me going back over to it, moving it 1 centimeter to the right.
Holy fucking shit.
Then me stepping away from it, Anthony taking 6 more photos, then me going back to it, then me moving it forward 1 centimeter.
I
fucking kill myself.
That's what that consists of.
Jesus
just to get those.
Christ.
I will never do stop motion.
Just for that 10-15 seconds of the roaches. What was that?
God, I can only imagine people doing like full-blown
That's a whole
stop
day
motion movies.
That's a whole day of shooting.
Dude, Nightmare
motion.
Before Christmas was
Think about
fully stop motion.
Yeah, dude, think about Wes Anderson's like movies and shit.
Oh my god.
Like, I admire Wes Anderson so much because I watched some behind the scenes stuff, and basically what they would do is just they would have all the claymation and everything, and whenever they had to kind of like, you know, stop for the day,
Yeah.
they'd be in this room. No one was allowed to ever go in that room once shooting stopped. On top of that, once they stopped filming, they would then just, everything would just stay in place,
Yeah.
right? They would go to extreme measures just to make sure that once they return to continue filming, everything's gonna be the same exact way they left it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty interesting. It was really interesting.
I feel like I'd have a panic attack if I did a full-blown stop-motion movie. Because I don't think I have the temperament to deal with something
The
like
dog acts, you leave the door open and the dog walks in.
Fuck.
That fucked my life up so bad.
Yeah, dude, that shit is
Jesus
ridiculous.
Christ. Yeah, I don't know how I'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, so for the spider scene where Brooke becomes a spider,
yeah, that's right.
How did that particularly come about?
Dude, I don't know. I was like, what would make this? What can I do to finish this video? is what it came down to. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't have that much time left. A lot of that video, like the whole first like 2-3 minutes of that video, Jeremy had edited for me, right? Because at the time I just didn't know how to do anything almost.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, yo, could you maybe, you know, edit the beginning of the video? And I kind of told him what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, well, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to work on my own video. And then you can work on your own. And then we can have 2 different ones. And I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. I just needed a foundation to kind of build off of.
Yeah.
All right. And I didn't want to take up all that time editing just those first 3 minutes.
Yeah, because I know that can be very frustrating just for anybody who's
super fucking frustrating. So he did that. He transferred me, you know, that first little edit, and then I just built the rest of the video off of that. And I got to the point where I was just like, you know, who gives a shit? Whatever. I'm gonna put her fucking head on
on a spider.
It's funny because I had her stand here with a green screen and just like move her arms and shit. Like,
Did you tell her that she was gonna be a spider, or did she find out when it was too late?
I'm trying to think. I don't think so. I think I told her as I was placing the arms on her, like, you know, keyed out head. So.
Oh my god.
You're just like, oh yeah, by the way, that footage we got earlier, yeah, I'm turning you into a spider now.
So I think what really ended up happening was Brooke sat 2 computers away from me, and I think Matea had walked up and was like, dude, what the fuck is that?
Dude, what the fuck is that?
And I was just like, what do you mean? He's like, he was like, Brooke, do you see this shit? And Brooke looks over and she's like, oh God. And that's kind of how that went down. I think, pretty sure it's something along those lines.
I'm pretty sure she probably had a more extreme reaction every single time she sees the video.
She
has a panic attack and leaves.
She fucking leaves. Like, she'll just be like, fuck no. Like, fuck you, Frankie. Like,
she left on Friday because she was like, nope, I'm done with the video.
Yeah, fuck no. Matea decided to play it and she was like, I'm fucking leaving. Like, I don't give a shit.
I have too much self-respect for myself to watch that.
But yeah,
I think it'd be pretty freaking funny, to be honest. My face on a spider's body, I think that.
I thought it was
funny.
hilarious. You know,
I was laughing my ass off when I was watching it because Mateo was showing me some footage from just like previous years because we were editing the grad video, and then I saw the one where Jeremy's in the bunny mask and.
And by the way, I did some reshoots for that, and I did some re-edits, so it looks. The actual like short film itself looks just more polished.
Yeah, it just looks a lot better.
It looks better, and on top of that, it makes a little bit more sense. Because with that one, sorry to cut you off.
You're fine.
But with that film, I took such an artsy approach to the point where I created this whole thing about like mental illness and everything that I kind of wanted to, imply through certain images, certain actions, and and it didn't come off that way at all. It didn't come off that way at all to anyone. Like everyone was just like,
"The hell is this?
This is fucking weird." What the fuck is this? You know, like people kind of approached it as if like they just watched a snuff film or something. They were just like, dude,
Rachel looks like she's from The Wizard of Oz.
Dude, I remember Rachel, and dude, that was so I have 3 different cuts to that film.
Oh fuck!
I'm not sure which. You guys probably seen like the second one.
I think we probably saw the second one.
It's whatever's on the server. It's on the server right now.
Is it the one where it starts off with Rachel and a bunny in a forest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it like the way the frame is it like
It's like it looks like a weird medium shot.
Does it look old timey though? Like, does it look like it has a filter?
I think I'm not sure.
Okay, so
I don't remember, but I don't think it's
yeah. Okay, so then that's the second cut.
Yeah.
I have a third cut out there that I am going to bring in. It just looks way better. Makes a little bit more sense, and
does it start the same way?
Starts exactly the same way. It's just instead of it looking like a more modern shot, because you can obviously tell like that was shot with like a digital camera.
Yeah, of course.
But what I did was I threw some filters on it. I messed around with it in post, and it looks more suitable for the overall like theme that I tried to make.
So do you have like a specific like release date in mind for like when you might post it onto like your website?
Yeah. I was thinking like next month.
Wow. So it's not that far away.
It's like the beginning of next month, maybe.
Nice.
Like maybe even the end of this week. Or wait, what's the
Today
Tuesday?
It is May 21st, 2019.
Okay. So
just for context.
So maybe like the end of this week or next week.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it might be done. So, yeah.
All right.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it because I remember seeing the first, the version I saw, and I was like,
This is really weird. This is really
going.
I was telling you, I had no context going into it. Mateo just showed me. He was like, "This is Frankie's piece," and I go,
he actually said he told me I didn't do schizophrenia.
He told me that after the fact. So I was watching it, and then I was like, "This is really weird. This is really cool. I like it."
Okay,
but that's just because I really like weird stuff.
Yeah.
What I make in that editing room does not come off that way, but I really like weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, and then he told me like kind of like the mental illness aspect of it, and I'm just like, wow, that's really cool, and it made sense in my mind.
Yeah.
So seeing what you're calling like the master cut, I guess.
Yeah, you could see that.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna make even more sense at that point. So.
Yeah, and that's all I'm kind of hoping for. Just so, because without context, people would just kind of like, watch the film and just be like, okay, this guy is fucking super edgy. This fucking edgy.
This guy is super edgy.
This fucking edgelord. Dude.
I thought you were gonna say, okay, this guy is super psychotic.
No.
Someone needs to call like the police right now. This guy's weird.
No, I feel like people will look at it and take the more like the other approach to that.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is a fucking edgelord. You know? This guy's a fucking asshole. You know, he's just doing shit just to do it. But
How much of Jeremy in the mask is still in the film after this final cut?
all of it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
What is he supposed to represent in the film? I'm kind of confused.
Okay, so all right, so then you notice like in the beginning of the film, Rachel's kind of like dancing around the forest with an actual rabbit.
Yeah.
Who, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but that rabbit, the colors of that rabbit's fur is the same exact colors of the mask.
Yeah.
And that was not even planned. Like, just so happened that Danny came in and was like, I got a rabbit. His name's Cinnabon. And I'm like, yeah, let's use him. And
Pure coincidence that it was
Pure
the same
rabbit
color.
turned into Jeremy.
pure fucking coincidence, dude. And it worked out fucking great, because if you pay attention, like, you see the rabbit, you're like, and then once you see the mask that Jeremy has on, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Same fucking colors, same spots and shit. Like, cool, awesome, coincidence. So basically, right, so in the beginning, she's dancing around in the forest with the rabbit, and then from there it transitions to her waking up in bed,
Yeah.
kind of just, giving you the, like, kind of implying the idea that that was just a dream.
Yeah.
Like, that's, and not necessarily a dream, but that's the reality she feels like she's living,
Yeah.
right? And the reason why, and I had thought about it, I had thought about reshooting a majority of the film
Yeah.
to indicate, to make a better indication of her so how I'm trying to say it is, there would be certain points throughout the film where she would be wearing the clothes that she's wearing in the beginning, like the intro to the film, right?
Yeah.
But everything around her would still be the same,
Yeah.
And then throughout the film, she would transition between outfits,
Yeah.
But it was just way too much to do at that point. Like, at the point that I thought about it, I was like, we just can't do it. Like, there's just no way.
It's too much. There's not really enough. Like,
There's not enough time. The availability is just not there. We're gonna have to work with what we have. So that's what we did. And Jeremy is basically supposed to represent how reality really is for her. He's kind of the manifestation of
The bunny.
the illness that she has.
Yeah.
He plays the role of, it's like it's almost like a possession kind of story.
Yeah.
Where, the person being possessed is fighting and fighting and fighting throughout the whole film, or, until they get to that point where she then gets possessed, she loses the fight.
She gives in.
Done.
Yeah.
Or you'll get a story where they bring in the priest and everything ends up being okay at the end.
Yeah.
I'm not too fond of that type of
Happy
approach.
endings.
Yeah, happy endings, because
Happy endings aren't realistic.
they're
in
not
anything.
realistic.
Yeah.
They're not realistic. It happens sometimes, but a lot of times it always ends up in more of a stalemate. Like, in reality, it's like, okay, so you've taken some liberties with the path that you've chosen, and you know you have to now deal with the consequences of your actions. But just because you're dealing with the consequences of your actions doesn't mean that once you're done dealing with those consequences that everything will be the same.
Yeah.
You know, everything changes after that. So the idea of you having to deal with these consequences and these actions to then, you know, making it seem like as if that character or that person, whatever, learned something from it.
Yeah.
To go from that to then going to that person, like everything is fine again.
Yeah.
Everything is just like, oh yeah, we're a fucking big happy family. You know, it's fucking, you know, give me some flowers and shit, whatever.
Yeah, it's the most unrealistic thing ever.
This doesn't make any fucking sense because now you've kind of diminished the whole point of, you know, everything that character went through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the approach I took with this film. Yeah, of course, it's a bleak ending.
Of course.
But it's kind of to show you how mental illness can, especially like something like schizophrenia, can just deteriorate someone's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And without help, there's no way to crawl out of that fucking hole, that rabbit hole you jumped into.
The rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Bringing it full circle,
yeah.
You know? But that's my approach to that film. Like, yeah, I wanted it to be super artsy, you know, because I felt like Denis Villeneuve and shit. But no, like, I wanted my story to have meaning, and, you know, I wanted someone to get something out of it. It didn't quite come out the way I really wanted it to come out, but we worked with what we had, and which led to me revisiting the project after, you know, already creating a final cut for the class, to then, you know, a couple of months down the line, getting Rachel back into the studio, filming some extra scenes with her, re-editing the piece, and, you know, doing you know, adding a few more,
like a little bit of a rehaul almost, just kind of like
yeah,
some stuff and replacing.
Yeah, did a little bit of extra sound design around it, you know, and just messed around with it a little bit more.
It's nice to know that despite, you know, from your perspective, you having a final cut, you're able to revisit it, kind of think of it from like a fresh perspective, and be like, yeah, I need to add this, and this to make it kind of like how I want it to really be. Yeah,
and on top of that, I took a lot of, because I like constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Right? I really appreciate it for the most part. When someone tells me, well, listen, I didn't really understand what you were going for. And then I'll be like, well, which parts didn't you understand? Like, where did I lose you?
Yeah.
And from there, they'll tell me, oh, well, you lost me at such and such part. I'll then be like, well, what do you think I could have done to make that, you know, flow better for you? And they'll give me their opinion, and I'll take that opinion and I'll consider it, you know? Because I like to take things into consideration, especially if it'll make my work come out better.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, I definitely know that, at least for my piece, I definitely had to take a lot of constructive criticism in terms of in terms of a lot of the stuff that I was doing.
Yeah,
so
you have to. I mean, if you don't, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
because I remember very distinctly that I was discussing with one of my writing friends, and I was discussing about like writing in my film. The first act that I originally intended. Did you see my film?
Wait.
It's What You Deserve. It's a drama. It's on YouTube. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
There was originally a first act where the the character Noah and the character Maggie, who Rachel plays, they are basically like talking and like, oh, it's the like he's not gonna forgive me and stuff like that, like because he's trying to confront his brother about something, and he goes, he's not gonna forgive me, and the sister goes like, it's not about him forgiving you, it's about getting your brother back, because a bunch of stuff happened. I'm not gonna really explain it. A bunch of stuff happened in the past that made them kind of distance from each other. I talked to one of my writing buddies about it, and then he reads the script and he goes, I like it, I don't like the first act though. And I go, why? And he goes, I just don't think it flows with the rest of your script, because I mean, if you watch my film, it's very bleak. It's not like hopeful that they're gonna get like buddy at all, and they're gonna be like, yeah, we're a happy family again. It's very much so. It's leading down the path of, yeah, they're probably not gonna forgive each other. And then it's like this first act of like, oh, they're probably gonna forgive each other and stuff like that, and it just didn't flow well. And I understood that completely. So
yeah, dude. I mean, you have to take constructive criticism, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to do that, because if you can't, then you're a fucking pussy. You know.
Jerod, I hated your entire film.
I mean, I could.
But this is what you can do to make it better.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what it's all about, is trying to make it better.
Yeah.
You know?
How to make it better? Add dialogue.
Add dialogue.
Put dialogue in your film. No,
I had to reshoot everything again.
Dude, my whole film had no dialogue.
yeah, neither did his.
No dialogue. It was
just a voiceover, pretty much.
It was a silent film. I was going for a silent film approach with mine. One, because I was lazy as fuck. It's like, dialogue? No, fuck that. Silent film. We're doing a silent film. Okay? So I did that, and then I was like, well, how can I kind of structure this to kind of take on the aesthetic of old, like 1930s, 40s silent films? And I was like,
I definitely like that style, so I definitely think that worked.
I think you'll like this new edit I did on it. It works out way better. Like, I mean, it makes more sense, really. Like, not really like story wise. Like, I don't mean like, it makes a little bit more sense story wise, where you'll start to kind of
understand it a little bit more.
Kind of piece everything together a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But thematically, it makes way more sense.
Yeah.
You know?
In terms of like the broader kind of idea with
in
it.
terms, yeah, exactly. In terms of the approach I was going for.
Yeah.
When it came to the aesthetic of the film itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, so it seems like we're running a little bit out of time. So I just want to thank everybody for watching. If you haven't, make sure to follow all of us on any social media platforms. Do you have anything you want to plug specifically, like Instagram?
Yeah, I fucking hate social media. So
I wasn't ready for that.
I live off the grid. You know what I mean? But no, you could find me, like, if you want to look at some of my shit, you know, you can just go on my website, which is filmmefrankie.com. And I haven't posted anything on there in a while, but I am actually, you know, I have a few projects already in the works, and a few things that are getting finished now that I think, you know, you'll start to see more frequent uploads and whatnot. I'm also starting a YouTube channel as well. It's gonna be about like film, discussing film. Me and John Mark did one episode together where we discussed the film Ghost in the Shell, the original one that came out. We discussed the film, you know, themes, all that jazz. And that's gonna be the first episode. Excuse me.
You're good.
That's gonna be cut that. That's gonna be the first episode, and hopefully I can get you two on the second one.
Well, we'd love to be a part of it. So
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. But so that's where you can find some of my stuff.
Yeah. And then, Jerod, you want to just plug your stuff, even though we just
Okay.
do our stuff?
Well, follow him at theretroactivemedia.com. Right?
TheRetroactiveMedia.com, because the retroactivemedia.com
Retroactive.
domain name was like $1,000. And I was like, I'm good.
Wait a minute. Is it, what is it?
TheRetroactiveMedia.com.
Okay, I kept thinking you said Red Tractor. I was like,
Red Tractor Media.
I was like, Red Tractor.
Ye doggy. Red Tractor.
And Instagram at Retroactive Media.
No, Instagram is at Media Retroactive.
Yeah.
And that's retroactive, not
Red Tractor.
Red Tractor Active. And follow gravityproductions.com at gravity_productions, and then Gravity Productions on Facebook.
We have little titles things, so you'll be able to read them even if you couldn't catch up with what we were saying. So,
And if you're on the audio version, good luck.
Good fucking luck, dude.
all right.
But anyways, it was a pleasure doing this with you guys. Yeah,
All right.
It was a pleasure working with you.
of course. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
See you.